Right now, an officer is hurt after a crash over the weekend. How you can help his family as he recovers.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4. Hello, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for joining us on this Monday.
We begin with an update about the Madison police officer hurt in a crash over the weekend.
Police have now released his identity. They say canine handler Ryan Kimberly was seriously injured responding to a call Saturday afternoon. The collision was head-on. Luckily, both Kimberly and his canine were pulled from the squad car before it caught fire. As his road to recovery begins, Capital Canines has put up a link to help his family, and you can find it on channel3000.com.
Let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here. It felt like a summer weekend, Alex.
Yeah, it felt like a summer weekend. It's going to be a summer-like week. And we've got a summer-like graphic here to start off our Monday live at 4. 86 in Madison, 88 right now in Janesville, 87 in Lone Rocket, another 88 in Wisconsin Dells. No, it's not the end of July. It's the end of September. Can you believe October is right around the corner and we don't have any temperatures that are going to resemble October anytime soon. Here in Dane County, 86 in Deerfield, 87 down the highway in Edgerton. And how about we go back on Highway 14, 87 tied in Cross Plains and in Middleton. Just unprecedented warmth for this time of year. And let's plan our evenings staying warm. So if you're going to take that dog for the walk, I got to take Loki for a walk. Maybe wait till you get a little bit closer to 7 o'clock or a little bit closer to sunset, which is just before 7 o'clock now. Be a little bit cooler. But when you join us for that 10 o'clock newscast tonight, still 66 degrees. And that's our normal, pretty much our normal high temperature for this time of year. It's going to be warm all week. Record highs are possible on Friday and some rain as we head into the upcoming weekend. I want to let you know how warm we are expected to get on Friday and which day in the weekend will stand the best chance for those badly needed raindrops.
All right, Alex, thank you. The victim in an attack outside of Camp Randall earlier this month has died. UW police are now investigating this incident as a homicide. It happened in the early morning hours of September 20th at 15 Breeze Terrace in the parking lot across from the stadium. UW-PD says the suspect beat the victim, whose name is unknown, and the two were co-workers. The victim was taken to the hospital. Later that day, police arrested Keith Jones, who is now in the Dane County Jail. UW-PD says they were notified of the victim's death last Thursday. Right now, UW-PD is recommending the district attorney charge Jones with first-degree intentional homicide.
We now know the date of the final pretrial conference for the man charged with killing another man outside of a Fitchburg bar. In court today, the final pretrial appearance for Rodney Golden was set for December 11th at 9 in the morning. The DA has charged Golden with one count of first-degree intentional homicide. The charge stems from a stabbing outside Cornerstone Grill, formerly known as Monkey Shine's Bar and Grill, on May 6th. Golden and the victim, 39-year-old Myron Dunlap, got into a fight at the bar. Records allege Dunlap slapped Golden, and then the two went outside. That's where Golden allegedly stabbed Dunlap and then left the scene. The DA charged Golden later that month. He has pleaded not guilty.
3 people are dead after a crash yesterday morning in the town of Delona. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office says they got a call about a single vehicle crash on Coon Bluff Road just north of County Highway P at about 10:30. The initial investigation found a car traveling north at a high rate of speed caught fire. The driver lost control and the car ended up in the woods. Happening tonight, the Madison School Board will introduce a detailed plan on raising its members' annual pay. Madison School Board members floated raising their compensation earlier this year from $8,000 to $15,000. The board is also considering adding health and dental insurance benefits for members, which would cost between $82,000 and $220,000 a year. The board's president says the raise would reflect the demanding workload load of overseeing the state's second largest school district.
Comparable districts around the country show varying compensation levels. St. Paul school board members earn $18,000 a year. Des Moines school board members earn $2,500, and in Ann Arbor, school board members make a little more than $1,500.
Well, Wisconsin's gubernatorial Democratic primary is expanding.
Today, the former state economic development director, Missy Hughes, announced her candidacy. The attorney is pitching herself as not a politician, and she says she will reject divisive politics. Hughes spent the past 6 years leading the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation as part of the Evers administration. She quit that job 10 days ago. The other Democrats in the race are Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Senator Kelda Roys, State Representative Francesca Hong, AmFam beer vendor Ryan Sternad, and former State Representative Brett Halsey. Well, tonight is Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Taste Party 2025.
And attendees should put on their dancing shoes because the theme this year is prom night. Very fun. Our Jalen Banks is live at the Edgewater Hotel with more on what we can expect tonight. Jalen?
Susan and Brady, I'm currently at the Edgewater Hotel's Grand Ballroom, so I guess it's pretty fitting that tonight's theme is prom night. We're a little bit early. Tonight's event starts at 6 o'clock as of right now. We've got vendors, many of them who are actual winners of the Best of Madison contest are going to be here this evening, featuring some of the best food and drinks across the Madison Metro. Now I'm going to step to the side because a lot of them are still setting up for tonight's event and the themes. As you can see, we've got balloons going up. We got a lot of sparkly streamers and things of that nature, really, accentuating tonight's theme. Tonight at 4:30, we're actually going to hear from the editor-in-chief of Madison Magazine, Andy Bailing herself. She's going to detail, some of the vendors to look out for, a lot of the games and prizes that'll be going on tonight. And we're going to talk about one of our very own winners of the Madison Magazine competition, but I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. For now, reporting live from the Edgewater Hotel, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Jalen. Well, this is the last week you can help News 3 Now with our Coats for Kids campaign.
Yep, Josh Spreiter tells us where we are with our goal to get to 5,000 coats and how you can help.
And summer-like conditions continue. Alex Harrington shows us if there are any more 80-degree days ahead of us in his firstborn forecast.
Plus, what we know about the suspect in a deadly attack on a Mormon church in Michigan. Details on that when we're back.
In national news today, attorneys for the man charged with killing conservative activist and Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk appeared in court today. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson is charged with multiple crimes in Utah and is awaiting charges at the federal level. The charges in Utah include aggravated murder, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, and more. At today's hearing, Robinson, who appeared virtually, did not enter a plea. He'll appear in court in person at the end of the month.
We have new information about an attack on a Mormon church in Michigan from over the weekend that killed 4 people. Law enforcement says everyone has been accounted for and the number of people who died has not grown. Police say the suspect, who is dead, was 40-year-old Marine veteran Thomas Jacob Sanford. He allegedly rammed his car into the church and then opened fire on hundreds of worshipers before setting the building on fire. One survivor says he didn't think he'd make it out of the church alive.
As I was running, with how close he was getting to me with his shooting, I was just standing there running, expecting to get a bullet in the back of my just legs or in my back or something.
Law enforcement say they believe the attack was an act of, quote, targeted violence.
President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have agreed to a plan to end the war in Gaza. The White House released a 20-point proposal. If agreed to by both sides, it would include an immediate ceasefire, the release of remaining Israeli hostages within no more than 72 hours, and Gaza will be governed under a temporary transitional Palestinian committee. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said he supports President Trump's proposal.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
During the White House meeting, families and loved ones gathered outside the U.S. Embassy office in Tel Aviv, urging Netanyahu to finalize the deal. Hamas has yet to react or agree to the proposed plan.
Congressional leaders are meeting this afternoon with President Trump as the deadline for a deadline to funding the government approaches.
Democrats are pressing for an extension of the expiring health insurance subsidies. CBS News correspondent Erica Brown reports from the White House on where negotiations stand.
President Trump is meeting with Republican and Democratic congressional leaders at the White House Monday in a last-ditch effort to avert a looming government shutdown. Democrats are pushing to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies set to expire at the end of this year and roll back cuts to Medicaid.
We'll find a bipartisan path forward to meet the needs of the American people, starting with health care and lowering the high cost of living, because we're in a health care crisis right now.
Republicans want to pass a short-term spending bill that would fund the government until mid-November, negotiating demands from Democrats at a later time.
Hopefully there'll be some steps taken that can address the concerns that Democrats have, but you can't do this by Tuesday.
If Congress doesn't get something to President Trump to sign by Tuesday night, the government faces a temporary shutdown. Thousands of federal workers could be furloughed and non-essential services would be disrupted.
The president wants to keep the government open. He wants to keep the government funded. The president is giving Democrats one last chance to be reasonable today.
President Trump has repeatedly blamed Democrats for the stalemate, warning a shutdown is likely.
Well, we're going to see, but the radical left Democrats want to shut it down. I mean, it's up to them.
The White House has also raised the stakes, threatening mass firings at federal agencies if no deal is reached to keep the government open. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
In a shutdown, the federal government must stop all non-essential functions until funding is approved by Congress and signed into law, except for programs that are funded by other means, like fees or other legislation. Each agency determines which work is essential and what is not.
Despite the potential shutdown, Wall Street ticked higher today at the close. The Dow is up 69 points, the Nasdaq is up 107, and the S&P 500 is up 18 points.
Hillshire Brands is recalling some of its products. The company says it will recall 58 million pounds of its corn dog and sausage on a stick products. The items contain pieces of wood in the batter, and so far 5 people have been hurt. These were sold online and shipped to stores across the country. Shoppers who have these products should either throw them out or return them for a refund.
ChatGPT is rolling out a new teen version of its app. The company says parents can now link their account with their teenagers and customize the settings. Those settings include the ability for parents to enforce blackout hours. It comes after several lawsuits have been filed against AI companies from parents who say their children took their own lives after interactions with AI chatbots.
A large study of more than 1 million pregnant women finds the COVID vaccine is safe for those who are expecting. A Harvard analysis shows pregnant women who received the COVID shot not only had a 58% lower risk of being infected, they also had a lower risk of stillbirth and preterm birth. Researchers say the study confirms existing research. COVID vaccinations offer significant benefits to both mothers and newborns.
Some breaking news. The city of Madison has just identified the man who was killed in the attack earlier this month outside of Camp Randall Stadium. He is 62-year-old Mark Tigelaar of Fitchburg. He died on September 25th, 5 days after he was attacked across the street from the stadium. The suspect, Keith Jones, is in the Dane County Jail. Police say Jones attacked Tigelaar in the early morning hours of September 20th, and later that day, they arrested him. UW Police is recommending the district attorney charge Jones with homicide.
Let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Hard to believe it's almost October.
It is, and I'm sweating here and we're inside the studio. Good thing I'm not out on the patio. Wait till I show you how warm those temperatures are out there. But we are going to stay warm all week. That's part of the 3 things you got to get out of the forecast, with record highs possible on Friday and finally some raindrops in the forecast as we head towards the weekend. But let's start off with some of the hot stuff. It's 86 out there right now in Madison, 88 in Janesville, 88 in the Dells. Again, our normal highs for this time of year, 68 degrees. We're 20 degrees above normal, and this isn't just an isolated incident. We've been warm for quite some time now, and it's going to stay warm for an extended period of time. Lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 50s. We can't rule out a little bit of patchy fog as we go into Tuesday morning, especially in those low-lying areas or in the Kettle Moraine area. Then as we go into Tuesday, any of that fog burns right off. Temperatures up to 82 in Madison, 84 in Janesville, 85 tied in Lone Rock and in Prairie du Chien. Actually, 3 times the charm here. Platteville also at 85 degrees on Tuesday. Still, I shake my head here. It's very warm. Near record warmth today. The record high was 90. Now, we didn't get to 90 today, but as we go to Friday, this is the end of the week here, very possible we could break the record high on Friday, set back in 2005. I remember that. 85 degrees. We're going for a high of 86, and that's conservative right now. We could be a little bit warmer than that on Friday. As we go into Saturday, into Sunday, still low to mid 80s. If we don't get any shower and storm activity as we go into Saturday, that Saturday high, we may need to bump that up. The record high, to my understanding, on Saturday is 87 degrees, so we're closing in on that as well. This weather system will bring a chance of showers and some thunderstorms as we go from Sunday and especially Monday with the cold front with high temperatures of 79 and then hanging out behind me here. This is that 68 on Tuesday, 69 on Wednesday. Those are temperatures that you would expect for this time of year. Those are normal high temperatures. Now, that little blip of the upper 60s right around 70 could be short-lived. We could be going right back into the warm and unseasonably warm pattern as we go out into the middle of October. That also, a little bit of optimistic news here. We could use some of those raindrops. Perhaps we will be wetter than normal for a good portion of the country as we go a little bit further out into October. And of course, with all these temperatures in the 80s, even closing in on 90, we could certainly use some of those raindrops. And the Badger game at the Big House here on Saturday. Temperatures, tailgate in Michigan in the mid-70s at kickoff, right around the low 80s to the upper 70s. After the win, and it will be a bit on the breezy side. So if you are heading over to Michigan, pack your shorts, pack the sunscreen, and pack the shades because you're going to need those. It's going to be more of like a summer-like day than a fall football day. But speaking of fall, color report here. Northeast Wisconsin, that's the place to go right now where we're starting to see some patchy to near peak coloring. And I always like to end on another positive note here. We have 2 viewers for sure in Boston. We have Arlene who sends us this picture, and right here in the middle of that picture is our other viewer. I don't know if the owl has a name, but we have 2 viewers here from Boston. And if you want to send us your weather photo, that QR code in the upper left, just get your phone out right now. Scan that QR code. It links right up to your library of photos on your phone. And then it's really easy. You're just going to click a couple buttons and it sends your photos to our portal. And then I can take a look at them and then I can show them on air, just like what we did with Arlene's photo.
We love that. Thank you, Alex. It looks like that owl found some shade.
Yeah, needed it.
Well, still ahead, this is your final week to help us keep Dane County kids warm this winter.
Josh Spreiter, will join us to tell us how many more coats we need to reach our goal when Live at 4 returns.
In the 608, it's the final push for our Coats for Kids drive this week.
Josh Spreiter is in Madison. He has more on how you can help us reach our goal.
It is the last week to make a difference here for our Coats for Kids campaign as we are looking for your help in making this happen. Taylor Jackson is with the Boys and Girls Club. She joins us now. Taylor, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
So we are about halfway to our goal of 5,000 donations. This is the last week, so we really need a big push from folks.
Absolutely. We are so lucky to have such a generous community to support us this far, but we hope to get a couple thousand more coats to be able to serve kids for the winter.
You know, we set a goal of 5,000, which is a big number, but that just goes to show just how much of a need there is here in the 608.
Absolutely, and we run out of coats every year, so the more we get, the better, but we just want to make sure that kids are showing up warm and safe and have what they need.
What kind of sizes are we looking for right now? Are there any specifics there?
Yeah, definitely we're in need of those smaller sizes, the younger kids. We were talking, sometimes those are a little harder to find, those gently used items, but you're able to purchase them in a number of ways to support the clubs.
And you obviously can make those physical donations at a Clinky Cleaners like here today, but you can also go online. You guys are making this super easy.
Exactly. Very easy to go do some online shopping right on Amazon. We have a cart that'll ship directly to our clubs, or you can donate money directly to our Coats for Kids campaign, and we'll go out and purchase the sizes that we need the most.
Let's talk a little bit about those community partners. Obviously, Clinky Cleaners right here behind us today. They are going ahead and cleaning all of these coats. I mean, it really takes a village to make something like this successful.
It does. We're so lucky to have Clinky cleaning up all those coats and getting them out to us, but then there's the work of organizing the coats and getting them out to the community as well, so we're still looking for more support.
Yeah, so we still need more than 2,500 as we head into Saturday, which is the final day, and then distribution will be happening later this month.
Exactly. So we'll be distributing coats on October 24th. We are absolutely looking for volunteers to join us on that day. It's a great experience, and we'd love to have more support from the community.
Yeah, plenty of ways to help, Taylor.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And if you'd like to learn more about the Coats for Kids campaign, again, Saturday is the last day. Just go to the story up on channel3000.com. You can donate at any Clinky Cleaners or News 3 Now. In Madison, Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Josh and Taylor, and thank you, everybody, for your help. I just keep thinking we've done so well, and it's 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was actually cooler.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, in our next half hour, Alex is tracking unseasonable heat throughout the week. When and if we're ever going to expect a cool down coming up in October.
Maybe we're just going to skip winter this year.
Oh, don't jinx us.
Plus, one battle after another dominated at the box office this weekend. But is it worth seeing? Will Loper gives us his review.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Live at 4 on this Monday afternoon.
Yeah. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. How about you?
I did. It's strange to see everyone out on their boats, water skiing and stuff the last weekend of September.
It is. We're 2 days away from October.
Oofta.
Let's take a look outside today. Other than the colors are starting to go,
yeah, they're there.
But otherwise, there is no sign of fall temperature-wise soon. Alex Harrington is with us at 4 today. A nice rare treat. We haven't had you on at 4 in a while, and you're keeping the warm weather with us.
Yes, keeping the warm weather. That graphic behind me, I guess it matches the orange colors in the trees. But when you've got orange colors on a temperature map, that means the temperatures are warm. And we've got 86 in Madison, 88 in Janesville, 88 in the Dells. I thought I had one more 88 in there, but it doesn't matter. These temperatures are nearly 20 degrees above where they should be for this time of year. So unprecedentedly warm here. And this isn't just an isolated day of this. We've had days of this, and we have many more days ahead of temperatures in the 80s. We got 87s here in the west part of Dane County, up towards Waunakee and on the other side of the Wisconsin River and Sauk City. As we plan our night tonight, 80s into the evening. You might want to skip that or save that walk rather for our furry friends here, the dogs, till a little bit later, maybe closer to sunset as those temperatures dip down into the 70s. Still in the 60s later tonight and going for lows in the mid-50s with a little bit of patchy fog. But this is what everybody wants to know. Where are those temperatures going to go for the rest of this week here? Look at the temperatures as we head towards the end of the week, up to 86 degrees. We're going to be very near a record high on Friday. When I come back in a little while, I'm going to show you how close to those records we're going to be.
But there's the cliff, there's the shelf where it drops off. All right, Alex, thank you. A Madison police officer is in the hospital this afternoon after he was seriously hurt in a crash over the weekend.
Our Ellie LaLiberte joins us now. And Ellie, so we now know the officer was a canine handler, right?
Yeah, that's right, Brady. The officer hurt in the crash was Ryan Kimberly. And according to a post from Capitol Canine, both Officer Kimberly and his canine unit, Freddie, were pulled from a squad car moments before it was engulfed in flames. Now, Freddie, the canine unit, was only minimally hurt, but according to Capitol Canine, Officer Kimberly's recovery will be a long road. Now, Monona Police Department say they got a call around 2 p.m. on Saturday about a tow truck driving recklessly. The driver, 36-year-old Christopher Bruger Jr., led police on a chase before hitting MPD car head-on near McFarland. Bruger jumped out of the truck and ran from officers before police arrested him. He had an outstanding probation and parole warrant.
There really is no such thing as a routine call. Something that might seem relatively minor, such as a traffic-related incident or a noise complaint or something like that. It can escalate so very quickly. And the incident yesterday, I think, really kind of underscores the reality that officers face every day.
Court records also show Bruger previously hit a police car in 2022. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is handling the criminal investigation, and the Wisconsin State Highway Patrol is handling the crash investigation. Both are ongoing. Now, according to the Madison Police Department, Officer Kimberly is in serious but stable condition. We have a link to a fundraiser up right now on channel3000.com. Just look for this story.
Thank you, Ellie. And we will continue to provide updates about this story. To receive notifications with new information directly to your phone, download the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
It's week 4 of the Wisconsin Huddle this week, and you can be a part of this week's show. Tonight, Jada Chernelia will join Andrew Banstra. Taping starts at 7 p.m. over at Jay's Bar on Francis Street, and we hope to see you there.
Well, tonight is Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Taste Party 2025.
Attendees should put on their dancing shoes because the theme tonight is prom night. Jalen Banks is live at the Edgewater with the editor of Madison Magazine, Andy Bailing, and I just laugh because I love your prom dress, Andy. She's dressed for the part.
Ready.
Susan and Brady, yes, live here at the Grand Ballroom of the Edgewater Hotel. As you can see, our very own Andy Bailey is pretty dressed up. We'll get to that in just a sec. So Andy, we've got Best Madison Taste Party going on this evening. Just kind of detail to those at home what's going on.
Yeah, so this is our annual taste party. It's in celebration of our Best of Madison winners. So we have Best of Madison winners that are here as vendors, Best of Madison winners that are here as attendees, and then it's open to the public as well. So it's just a chance to celebrate in person our readers poll that is in its 44th year.
Absolutely. So we see you're dressed up. I'll let our cameraman sit here and show the outfit that you put on. So tonight's theme, what is it? Just so people understand why you're as dressed up as you are. Right. So you got the gloves, earrings, you name it.
Yep, it is prom themed. I don't just dress like this. We're encouraging people to dress from any prom decade that they want. We hosted a photo shoot for our print edition, and people dressed up like crazy. So I'm really excited to see our attendees tonight.
Absolutely, I'm loving. What is it, like a peach color?
I think it's peach. Yeah, peach. I showed my mom a picture, and she's like, I think I wore that exact one to a wedding once in the 80s. Yeah.
All right, so real quick before we get going, there's going to be tons of people here, really showing off what they have to offer. What are some booths that we should look out for?
Yeah, we've got a lot of food, a lot of drinks. There's Driftless Glen. I'm seeing just a couple over here, La Polera Colombiana. Over here we got Delta Beer Lab setting up. It's a good mix of food and drink, which is, really fun to celebrate some of these people that were on the winners list.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Andy. The event starts at 6, so come on out. It is open to the public. Real quick before we go, though, not only do we have winners that are going to be here this evening, but we have a winner of our Best of Madison series sitting behind that desk. Our very own Susan Simon getting silver for Best TV Personality here in the Madison area. So Lizzie at home, Brady, you guys give Susan a round of applause. But I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio for now. Reporting live from the Edgewater Hotel, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Jalen, and to Andy, too. She looks so great.
And congrats. You deserve it, by the way.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Well, coming up on Live at 4 this weekend, a family who lost their daughter to domestic violence will raise money and awareness for the cause.
We sit down with the victim's mother and the event organizer of On Jackie's Wings a little later on Live at 4. Actor Leonardo DiCaprio can still draw audiences to movie theaters.
Yeah, his latest film, it's on my list, by the way, One Battle After Another, landed in the top spot at the box office this weekend. Is the film worth seeing? Here's local film critic Will Loper's review.
Hey, Brady and Susan. The newest movie in theaters, One Battle After Another, may have won the box office this past weekend, but it disappointed, making just $22 million against a $140 million budget. But is the potential awards contender worth seeing?
What I'm doing here is I'm creating a closed circuit. Very important to keep your cap shunted like this, so you don't accidentally detonate your charge.
From Boogie Nights to Magnolia.
So what we're looking at here is a true rags to riches story.
To Punch Drunk Love and There Will Be Blood.
I drink your milkshake.
Writer-director Paul Thomas Anderson has created some of the cinema's greatest films.
I drink it up.
And with one battle after another, he continues that streak.
You know, you are so unsuitable for my daughter. My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries. And you look so lost.
The film tells the story of Bob, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, a former revolutionary living in hiding with his daughter.
I got a tunnel.
Sean Penn plays a military officer obsessed with tracking them down.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
The film moves along at a breakneck pace. Its 2-hour, 40-minute runtime flies by. Multiple scenes are a masterclass in tension as characters run in pursuit of or from each other. And beyond just entertaining, the film explores themes and current events in a deep and layered manner. One Battle After Another is one of the best films of the year and is absolutely worth seeing in theaters now.
Let's go.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Viva la revolution!
Getting a lot of Oscar buzz, too.
Looks great.
Will,
Can't wait.
thank you. Coming up on Live at 4, a family turns their grief into action.
We sit down with the mother of a woman who is a victim of domestic abuse about how you can help raise awareness and money for the cause when we come back.
Event in honor of Jackie Katinger. Katinger died in 2023 as a result of a domestic violence incident in Fitchburg.
Today, her mother, Brenda Frazier, and organizer Sue Rucker join us to talk about the event and what it means to their family. Hello.
Hi, ladies. Nice to see you both.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
First and foremost, we are so sorry that you've had to carry this grief with you.
Thank you.
I was reading a little bit about Jackie, and I read that she never met a stranger.
Right.
What was she like?
She was just a very kind, really independent young woman, really caring, loved animals, took care of anybody that needed help. So yeah, she was very outgoing that way. Selfless. Yeah.
So the two of you are working on the event together.
Right.
You've been friends for a long time, which is kind of a beautiful thing to help each other out. And this event is to raise awareness and support for domestic abuse intervention services, or DAYS, which is a critical lifeline that we have here in Dane County. And it's also to help Jackie's son. Tell us a little bit about how he's doing and how you're hoping to help him.
Yeah, well, Calvin, his name is Calvin, and he was 13 when this happened, so it was like the tender years of a teenager. So he is 15 now, and he's doing as well as, you know, I can see anyway so far. It's definitely very difficult for him, not having his mom at his sporting events, and, you know, now we have homecoming coming up, so, you know, those are really going to be difficult days. But he's he's doing as best as he can right now. So, yeah.
Certainly, it's a huge loss, and I know DAYS is a lifeline for a lot of people in the community. If someone's not familiar with DAYS, what would you say to them about it?
I would say that that's one of the only shelters here in Dane County, and they're a great resource. There are lots of advocates there that are helping. You know, they have a phone line open, and, you know, they're really great people. Shannon Berry is the executive director, and she will be speaking at this event as well.
Sue, tell us a little bit about the event and what you're hoping people who attend take away from it.
We are hoping to raise awareness about the problem of domestic violence. We're hoping to raise awareness that it's out there and it's very, very common, and that domestic homicide is extremely common, and that there's a lot of things that could change in terms of laws and ways that social services, healthcare, and law enforcement could all interact to prevent domestic homicides. But laws have to change first before that can happen. There are situations, and Jackie's was one of them, where law enforcement hands were tied, and that needs to change.
You mean you're talking about things like restraining orders and
yes,
things like
absolutely.
That? Yeah.
So those are the kinds of things that were the message that we're trying to get across, so that people become aware of that and call their state senators, call their state representatives, and ask for those changes to happen. We have a lineup of some really great speakers. Some of them are law enforcement officers from Capitol Police, from Madison Police, and from Fitchburg Police. And we have Shannon Berry from Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, and Melissa Ratcliffe, who is a state senator, is going to be speaking. And they are all hopefully going to spread that same message.
It's pretty impressive that you are utilizing Jackie's story to help other people. Could you remind everyone when On Jackie's Wings is and where they can find more information?
Sure. It's this Saturday, October 4th. Starts at 10 o'clock a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. We have speakers. We have, it's at Brittingham Park, 829 West Washington Street. So
I know you're going to do it, the rain or shine. I mean, the weather looks like it'll be perfect.
It is,
Okay.
yeah.
There's a nice big pavilion there, so rain or shine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing Jackie and this event with us, and good luck to you on Saturday.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
to
you
see
very
you both.
much
for having us.
Thank you.
Well, let's get another look at our first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here with what's ahead. Alex?
What's ahead is very warm temperatures continuing. We had our high temperatures today in the mid 80s. We're still going to go into the mid to upper 80s on Friday, staying in the 80s over the weekend. And then this dip. What's involved with that dip? Some rain, and we could certainly use some of those raindrops. Speaking of Friday, I mentioned I was going to call this out. We're going for a high of 86 degrees. The previous record back from 2005 is 85, so just a degree above that. It's a distinct possibility we could be even just a little bit warmer than 86 on Friday. Temperatures overnight tonight, mid to upper 50s across southern Wisconsin. Look above my head here, 46. That's our normal low temperature for this time of year. We're 10 degrees above normal for the lows, and we're going to be nearly 20 degrees above normal again for the highs as we go through Tuesday. 84 in Baraboo, 82 in Watertown, 84 in Janesville, 85 to the west in Prairie du Chien, and in Lone Rock, and in Platteville. So an unprecedentedly warm day for the very latter part of fall. Or not latter part of fall. I keep thinking that we just got into fall. I meant to say the latter part of September. I'm all mixed up here too. Aren't we all with these temperatures right now? 88 in Janesville, 87 in the Dells, 87 in Lone Rock, 86 in Madison, and 86 tied. Or I guess 3 times the charm, 86 in Southwest Wisconsin. And this is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. At the end of September, not at the end of July or not at the end of August. So very warm stuff out there right now. The warm stuff sticks around here all the way through most of the 10-day period. By the time we get out to Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, we'll have those temperatures dipping back into the 60s. And that's behind a weather system that will hopefully bring us some very badly needed drops Saturday night, going into Sunday, going into Monday, especially on Monday with that cold front. Hopefully we'll get some of those drops to alleviate some of the very dry conditions that have been building in southern Wisconsin because of the prolonged period of warm weather that we've had for a number of days now and the days of warm temperatures that are ahead. Live at 4 will continue. We'll be right back.
With 243 donations over the weekend, News 3 Now's Coats for Kids campaign has received a total of 2,239 coats to keep Dane County kids warm this winter.
We still need your help to reach our goal. We're trying to raise 5,000 coats by October 4th. You have until then to drop off any new or gently used winter gear to any Clinky Cleaners in Dane County. And as always, thank you everyone who has donated. So
tomorrow on Live at 4, how to get ahead of seasonal affective disorder before winter comes. And coming up on News 3 Now at 5, as a government shutdown looms, our Nash Dara sits down with Madison's U.S. representative to talk about what's at stake. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.